my taxes raised, and why do I have no one to work my farm? I do not understand this, and I know that this was not what Donald Trump meant to happen. I know that he doesn't want us good Trump supporter folks suffering, but we are. Donald Trump, please reverse this. I'm a white person.
White farmers are mad. The very farmers that voted Republican.
I'm a white person.
I'm crashing out so fucking hard, bro. I can't do this. Who the fuck can keep doing this? Who can fucking keep doing this? I can barely fucking afford food. Gas is like $60 for a gallon for not even premium, bro. The fucking, look how shitty it looks. Our fucking the whole U.S. is falling apart. They're overdeveloping Florida. Like, everything. The economy, the environment, everything is going to shit. And what are we doing? What the fuck are the American people doing? We're letting it happen. We're letting it happen. I don't know how much more I can fucking handle.
I'm a white person.
White slave-owning family in the South that got black folks to do all the hard work because we were lazy asses and didn't want to work at all. White folks in the South on the plantation used to want to sit on the porch and drink mint juleps and have carriage rides rather than work, while black folks did all the real labor. And yet we decided that black folks are lazy, which I find fascinating. Right? And then people write to me and say, well, these black people, they're just taking all the jobs. Okay, which is it, Precious? Because it can't be both. People of color can't take all the jobs and be lazy. I don't ask much of racists because I expect very little, but you cannot be lazy and take all the jobs. Are we at least clear on that? Like, if you took all the jobs, you were like the opposite of lazy. If you are indeed lazy, you probably did not even take one job, let alone all of them. So I just need racists to get their damn story straight. That's all I ask. I just don't like moving targets. That's all.
Donald Trump cut billions of dollars from federal programs that funded small farmers. The same program that we got our grant through is no longer funded, and we've just been left to the winds. I don't have anything to say to Donald Trump. There's nothing I can say that he would even listen to. He's gonna look down on me like I'm a bug on the sidewalk or a piece of shit on his shoe. He doesn't care about people like me, you.
You can't just say, hey, I'm gonna get rid of these people and then look at the farmers that are left without workers.
I just seen a guy come from Twitter and say that the white farmers was upset because they thought that the black people was going to be out there in the fields. You better get your mom, your daddy, your auntie, your brother, your sister, your uncle, whoever the fuck else, because black people are not fucking coming out there. Are y'all fucking?
So I want to talk about this article really quick because it's all starting to make so much sense right now. This author and journalist was having lunch with friends. There was a white guy and he's married to a black lady, and they were talking politics. And he says that farmers weren't worried about Trump deporting migrants because, wait for it, they thought because unemployment was so high for black people that these black people would run back to the fields and do the jobs that the migrants were doing when they got deported. So she asked, like, where'd you get that information from? White farmer TikTok or MAGA Facebook memes? Like, where'd you get this information from? And her and the wife basically started giving him information, letting him know unemployment is only 6.8% for African Americans, and 93% of black people are currently working. Got so caught up in what they were hearing at Fox News and other places, thinking black jobs, immigrants are taking black jobs, that they just assumed they'd get rid of the immigrants and black people would take the immigrants' jobs. Sir, our ancestors did not march, die, and fight for civil rights so we could go back to the fields? Like, what? But shout out to the Latino immigrant population that have mastered that labor with skill and stamina. This country doesn't even appreciate it enough. Oh, and by the way, when they do try to hire Americans, black or white, to do those jobs, most of them don't even last half a day. They just ghost them without even picking up their paychecks. True story. So y'all, tell me, do you really believe that they thought black people were planning to replace immigrants in that labor force if they got deported? Because I need to know who was smoking that logic. What do you think?
Wait, you mean to tell me Americans don't want to pick lettuce for $2 an hour? No. Now the farmers are crying because they can't find any workers. Ain't that something? After you pushed out all of the immigrant workers who actually did the job, now you're standing around wondering why Chet and Kaylee won't come pick your cabbage in 100-degree weather for $4.75 and a Capri Sun? Y'all really thought folks were going to jump at the chance to break their backs for pennies on a dollar. But you know what's even funnier, y'all? Some of these farmers say the American workers they do get, they don't even last the whole damn day. One guy said somebody walked off by lunch, and honestly, I support it. Listen, I wouldn't be out there picking strawberries and fighting bees and being dehydrated just so that farmer could sell those strawberries for $12.99 a box at Whole Foods. Negative. See, they've been telling you this lie for years. They took our jobs. Nah, Americans, you didn't want those jobs. You just didn't want them to have the jobs either. Now look at you, a field full of crops and not a soul to pick them. Next time, think twice before turning labor into a culture war. Because now, it's just you and your own damn tomatoes.
You've said you have almost no equity left.
It's getting down, it's getting low.
You think you can make it another year?
I don't know. Do you just keep going, rolling the dice, hoping things will turn? I mean, it's not looking good.
Like most farmers we spoke to, Daniels and Carmack say they'd rather work their fields than rely on taxpayer money.
It will help pay some bills, but that's not fixing the problem. It's a Band-Aid when we need stitches.
Can you wait? Can you wait this out?
Farm families can't wait.
I hear it's affecting your health.
Yes. 4 blood pressure pills a day, 3 different medicines. 2 years ago, none.
What do you think about when you go to bed at night?
What's going to be left in a year, 2 years? Am I the one that broke what started in the late 1800s?
Donald Trump held a roundtable discussion with farmers in Wisconsin, and it was an absolute disaster. His mental decline was on full display the entire time. At one point, he even said, "I don't need this. I got elected. Why am I here?" Take a look.
As president, I fought for the American farmer like no one has ever fought before. Nobody's, like I'm up here today, I don't need this. I got elected. I don't have, what the hell do I have to be here for? I got elected.
This is for the farmers.
Man, all I'm seeing is farmers in Arkansas, Nebraska. Why y'all crying? Shut up. This is what you voted for. This is what you asked for. He did it to you last time, and you didn't think he was going to do it to you this time. So now y'all want some help. Now y'all want them government subsidies. Now y'all want that government money. The same thing that you voted for not to happen, for people not to get government help. Now you got your hands stuck out. Don't work like that. You made this bed. All that racism, all that hate, the same people you wanted to go are the same people that work those farms. See, you let your racism get the best of you. Now, all I see is Arkansas farmers. Oh, I'm about to lose my farm. The government ain't doing this. The government... You voted for this shit. Now you just got to eat it. But meanwhile, you see my black farmers over there. My black farmers that ain't been getting that government help. That been doing it on their own. They fine. They chilling. They thriving. So you might need to call some of them black people to get you some help. Oh, but you ain't going to do that. You're not going to do that. You're going to call Trump and them. But you know what? They're not going to answer. They're not going to help you, brother. So, just like they tell us, them bootstraps you've been talking about, I'm think you're going to have to grab yours and get to work. We out.
Hey, farmers, when are you going to realize that he hates you? I mean, what does he have to do? Does he literally have to get in your face and tell you that he hates you before you realize it? I mean, that's about the only thing he hasn't done to communicate to you just how much he despises you. He's made it pretty clear in just about every other way. Now, please listen to what I'm going to say in this video. Please watch the clips that I'm going to play for you in this video. I promise it won't be too long. Just try to open your mind to the possibility that Trump, he might be a liar. He might be a con man. And he might have been lying to you from day one. You know, as is the case for most of his supporters, when it comes to farmers, he has screwed you more than just about anyone else. And that's how it works with Trump. His most ardent supporters get screwed the most. Like, we've all been screwed by Trump. I've been screwed by Trump. We're all affected by his horrible policies. But for those of us who don't support Trump, that's where it ends for the most part. We get screwed by his policies. But Trump supporters, they get screwed far beyond his policies. First of all, his policies hurt them oftentimes more than they hurt anyone else. But beyond that, he also screws them by directly ripping them off, for example. I mean, I don't buy his cheap crap. I don't fall for his con jobs. You guys do. Right? I'm not buying some cheap pair of sneakers that he bought in China and then spray painted gold and stamped his name on. I'm not buying that shit for $600. You guys are. I'm not buying his worthless digital fucking playing cards or whatever you call those things, where there's some AI image of Donald Trump, muscles rippling, bare-chested, riding a T-Rex, and then he sells that crap to you for $100 a pop or whatever. I'm not buying that shit. You guys are. And it goes on and on. I know about the never-ending emails you get, the fundraising emails every day, multiple times a day, to send this grifter money. And many of you do. You still do. What do you think he needs the money for? What the hell are you guys thinking? Anyway, I want to focus on farmers here. You know, Trump went to Wisconsin yesterday, and as I'm recording this, it is Saturday, June 6th. He went to Wisconsin to do damage control because, you know, although probably the overwhelming majority of farmers are still on his side, some of them are starting to wake up. Because how can you not? You're losing everything. I don't know how many stories I have covered on this channel of farmers literally losing everything. The most recent was about I can't remember their names, but they were a dairy farming family in Pennsylvania, right next to the New York border. They had a family farm that had been in their family literally for generations, and now it's all being auctioned off because of Donald Trump's policies. They literally are losing everything. And I've covered countless stories about that. It's happening all over the place. Farm bankruptcies through the roof. You know, Trump often says, oh, such and such, we've never seen anything like this before. Well, when it comes to farm bankruptcies, we have never seen anything like this before. It's happening now under Donald Trump. And not just under Donald Trump, it's because of Donald Trump. His policies are directly screwing American farmers. But you don't have to take it from me. You don't have to take it from some guy behind a microphone sitting next to a Sasquatch holding a fuck Trump sign. Oh, and by the way, Blue Bear, I'm going to update you. He's been found. I'll update you on his condition at some point in the future. But you don't have to take it from me. Take it from this guy.
So y'all remember when it was said that we taking all the black jobs? They really thought that we was going to be looking for black jobs, y'all. And I woke up this morning, I was scrolling through TikTok, and I saw this guy made a video, and I saved it to my favorites so you can go look for it. And he said he was pretending to be MAGA on one of those other apps. He said they were doing a live, and the farmers were saying that they thought that the black people would be looking for jobs to work on their farms. Now, you got to be kidding me. Do they think we really looking for farm work? Do they not know that we are educated and we got degrees? And being a farm worker ain't even in the jobs categories that we be looking for. They really don't know how educated some of us are. They don't know how many degrees a lot of us have. They got to be really lost if they think that we want to come and work on their farms. They don't know that our parents and our grandparents growing up wouldn't even let us be outside if it wasn't no shade outside. Do they really think that we gonna work on a farm where ain't no shade trees at? I hate to disappoint y'all, baby, but you're gonna have to get somebody else to do it, because we ain't working on nobody's farm. Never. The only way you're gonna see black people working on a farm is if they own the farm, because we not working on nobody's farm as no workers. So I hate to disappoint y'all. If y'all thought those was black jobs that black people looking for, honey, you better think again, because black folks that I know got good jobs. We've had a black president, we had a black vice president, we got black senators, we got black congressmen, we got black CEOs, we got black doctors, we got black nurses, we got black psychiatrists, we got a lot of good black jobs. Now, I don't know what y'all thought we was gonna be farm workers for. We don't even want to work in the fast food industry. Those jobs, we don't want those kind of jobs. So, I hate to disappoint you MAGA people, but we don't do farm work. So get somebody else to do it. I'll like, share, comment, and repost. Drop in the comments y'all education and y'all good black jobs, because they don't think we got good black jobs out here. So we need to let them see it.
We worked for free in this country for 290 years. We ain't picking nothing for y'all. Y'all better get y'all white folks out there and go pick them fruits and them vegetables and take care of them cattle and the chickens. We not going out there. But I made a video. I can't find the shit, damn it. But I made a video when this all started, and I said they think black people are going to go back and work in the fields. That's why Donald Trump said they are taking black jobs. They think that's what we're supposed to go do. And they're finding out real quick, black people ain't coming. Y'all can hold your breath on that one. We ain't picking shit for y'all. We will grow our own vegetables and take care of our own selves. We not going to them fields. Y'all better figure out what y'all want to do about this immigration policy and these mass deportations, or white folks, get your ass out there and go pick your own goddamn food. But we ain't coming.
I don't care if you lose your farm. I don't give a shit. This is what you voted for. This is exactly what you voted for. He campaigned on tariffs. He said he was going to do this. I'm supposed to feel bad now? I'm dealing with my own shit, my own consequences to your vote. So yeah, I don't give a fuck about your farm.
I'm a white person.
I live in North Carolina, and it literally feels like the middle class is going to be the new homeless.
I'm a white person.
Just got denied a job from Target. I have a fucking bachelor's degree. I spent 4 years on a bachelor's degree. And then my parents in great old America told me, go get your master's degree because that will absolutely solidify you a job. I can't get a cashier's job. I cannot get a minimum wage job. If I was not making money doing UGC on side shift, which literally anybody could do, a 5-year-old, I would be in a ditch. I wouldn't be able to pay to live. So I have to ask America, what are we doing? How are we supposed to make money? How are we supposed to live?
Economy is so bad right now, you'll be sitting there thinking you're bad with money when all you did was buy groceries. I live in North Carolina, and it literally feels like the middle class is going to be the new homeless.
We can't keep doing this. Last night I went to the grocery store. 2 bags of groceries, $72. This morning I stopped and filled up my tank. $60. I just put gas in it 2 days ago. I do drive a little bit to work, but no matter what you do, you got nothing. No matter how hard you work, no matter how early you go in, no matter how much you make, you got nothing. At the end of the week, you got nothing. Can't afford a house. Can't afford food. Can't afford utilities. Every time you go to the store, a bag of chips is like $6 or $7. A loaf of bread, $5. Gallon of milk, $5. The only thing that's fucking cheap is a dozen eggs. I've been thinking about living off eggs. Have an egg for breakfast, have a hard-boiled egg for lunch, and have a fucking omelet with no cheese for dinner.
Pretty much.
It seems like everybody in the world has nothing. But why are the people in government so rich? I heard a theory the other day, and he said that, what if everybody in government made minimum wage for a year? Would things change? I don't know. They probably fucking suffer for a year, but then they probably go right back to being the same way they were before.
Screaming people are broke, but nobody's paying attention. Bank of America just came out. They study debit transactions and credit card transactions of millions of people throughout the nation, and they're saying the pullback on spending outside necessities, they've never seen that. We heard Domino's Pizza say the consumer doesn't even want our $7 carry-out pizza, which is technically one of the cheapest methods of fast food right now. You can get a whole pizza for $7. McDonald's has just come out and said consumer spending is still declining. People are not spending money like they should be. The economy, the administration, everybody's like, the economy is fine. But the underlyings of the economy, people are not fine. People are tight.
Hold on, so let me get this straight. The white farmers in Louisianers, they're mad because people of color won't come work on their farms for $11 an hour in 100-degree heat for 10 plus hours a day. Let me run that back. White farmers are mad. The very farmers that voted Republican.
Black farmers. Imagine how healthy we would be if we had more black farmers. Or let's pretend we have only black farmers, right? I'm talking about the way that the Midwest is going to fall apart without federal funding, specifically all of these farmers, right? But one group that's going to do well is black farmers because they never got all of these handouts. And so I am not opposed to a strategy where we do let some of these rural Midwestern towns kind of fall apart on their own doing and take that as a redistricting opportunity. But think about this. Native Americans, how much healthier would our planet be and our land be if Native Americans had more farmland, which will be one of the groups that have the cash to do so. So I don't know. It's a silver lining I'm trying to think of. I was just trying to think if I've ever known a major farm or plant to have a food recall that was black owned. And if there is, I certainly can't think of it.
About white Midwestern farmers thinking black folks were going to come and work their goddamn fields after they mass deported all of the migrant workers. Sit and size our asses the fuck up. Let us know everything about ourselves. Like when my grandmother looked at me at a young age and said, young lady, you need in school and go on to college. Working outdoors is not for you. That's my fucking grandmother. She knew me. She was right. So what did I do? Stayed my ass in school. Went on off to college. And now you're looking at a 6-figure nigga.
Hey, you know, one more thing about that farm thing. Those farmers complaining about how the Trump's trade war is hurting farms. And not just China, even though China no longer buys U.S. beef, that's going to Brazil. They no longer buy U.S. soybeans. They don't buy a bunch of other agricultural products from us because they can source them elsewhere. And these farmers are all over these apps whining and crying that they didn't think it would hurt them. And please, Mr. Trump, I voted for you 3 times and all this kind of bootlicking kind of BS. The other thing about that is, like I said in my other video, excuse me, there's a particular relationship black people and farms in this country, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. The other thing is, do you remember during the Biden-Harris administration, their administration worked out a settlement with black farmers to pay them back pay for excluding them from bailout money that they were entitled to. The money only went to white farmers, and so black farmers, that's the way it is in this country, had to sue to get their fair share, and after years of court wrangling in the courts and everything, it was finally settled and black farmers were going to get their due. Sorry, my allergies. And you know why they didn't get their due? Sorry about that. Because white farmers sued to block the government settlement that they had made with black farmers. And white farmers sued saying that the white farmers, were being discriminated against for not getting some of the black settlement money. The black settlement money was because only white farmers got some of the initial bailout money, not black farmers. That's how twisted it is. So to the white farmers online whining about loss of business, threats to having their farms shut down and shut off, I say, fare thee well, good sirs. Fare thee well. You got what you got. You get what you get. You don't pitch a fit. You voted for Donald Trump, and you know what? He is working you over because the big conglomerates, some I hear I've read are owned by J.D. Vance or his companies, are about to buy up your land for pennies on the dollar. And you're going to be one picking those blueberries for $11 an hour, 7 days a week, and 10 hours a day. Literally, how you like them apples?
I'm in my greenhouse planting some vegetables. And I'm thinking about all these farmers that's losing the farms. All them white farmers. Not the black farmers, because we donating to them. You don't hear the black farmers crying the blues, but them white farmers, oh shit, they talking about they losing their farms now because of Trump. But they voted for Trump. But they losing their farms. Right. The black farmers, you don't hear them crying the blues, right? Here's the difference. See, they wasn't dependent on the government. When you depend on the government to take care of you, my daddy told me never depend on the government. Now see, if they cut my little Social Security check, I ain't gonna say little, but because I can use that piece of coin that I worked for. You understand? I worked 32 years for my monies, for my coins. So it's mine. But I didn't depend on the government in my retired life. You don't depend on the government. No. Anyway, back to the farmers that's losing their farms. I can't even say I feel sorry for you. But this is what I'm going to do. Look here, people. Let me tell you something. Oh, look at here. This is going to be some good eating right here. You understand what I'm saying? Look here. I just grow my own stuff. Look here. That's what I'm doing right there. Yeah. So I ain't worried about the white farmers losing their farms. I ain't even feeling sorry because they voted for Trump. You get what you asked for. You asked for the tariffs, you got them.
Okay, y'all, so y'all ready? Today's edition of FAFO. Well, you know that I don't know what the man's name is, but he had done infiltrated some groups over there on Twitter, acting like he was a MAGA supporter and all this, and got them white farmers to talking. And basically the white farmers were upset in the group saying how we thought that the black folks was gonna get out there and work in the fields. I mean, why can't they do it? They don't have jobs. Let me just say, this just shows the amount of intelligence where y'all brain stop at 14%, like Amy on 1,000-Pound Sisters. This shows the amount of cognitive dissonance that y'all have. If y'all really thought that y'all would vote for Cheeto Dust, and it's okay that the immigrants are leaving because the immigrants are taking all of our jobs anyway. So it's okay that they're going to do it. But the black people are going to get out there and do it. Y'all are just dumb. And I don't know what made y'all think that we was going to be out there and doing it. I don't give a damn if the shit rot and fall off here. We paying high prices anyway. That's what I go to work to do, to take care of my family. So I don't care. I don't care. But the amount of intelligence y'all have and the cognitive dissonance that y'all use to rationalize.
Well, I did it again, damn it. Went down that damn rabbit hole, and it was fun. Because I strolled down this hole of farmers that are mad because they're about to lose their farm. Because their federal grant money hasn't shown up yet. And they don't know what to do. And all of them crying. But damn it, in every freaking video, all of them, and I mean all of them, except for maybe one or two, all of them voted for Trump. So why are you complaining is my question. You voted for this. You asked for this stupidity. You complaining that you're about to lose your farm because you voted for a man who told you what he was going to do. But that's your freaking fault. Because you voted for your whiteness instead of voting your heart. Because you didn't want to see that black lady in office. So you voted for that white man. And you knew he was a crook. You knew he was a thief. You knew he was going to do all the dumb shit because you've seen it before. But you mad because you're about to lose your farm. Some of them crying. This land been in my family forever. Yeah. Because it was given to you a long, long time ago. And I ain't crying. And I ain't mad. And I don't care. Because that's what you get for voting for your whiteness. You voted for your whiteness instead of voting for the proper person that you knew was good for that job. But you wanted that man in office that bad. You didn't want her in office. You can't say you voted for the lesser of two evils. You voted his color, not his character. And before we get off of this, y'all know what to do. Hit the heart, share the video, do what we do. This TikTok, damn it. You knew better, but you didn't. See, this land that y'all got for free, that's been passed down through the generations, that we didn't get our 40 acres of the mule. So why are we going to be mad because you about to lose yours? This is by design. All of those corporations are buying up farmland across the freaking country. This is on purpose. But you've yet to realize that. Kamala had you saved. The money was appropriated. It was there. But you had to vote for Trump. You knew what he was. You knew what kind of guy he is. But you voted your color. And you thought you was going to get that privilege. But now you understand. If you ain't worth 7, 8 figures, he don't give a shit about you. Your sister, your auntie, nobody. Now you look like me to him because you ain't got it like that. So, I'm sorry you're about to lose your land, but I really don't give a damn because you knew better, all of you. But you wanted to vote for your privilege and your color instead of who was deserving and who was better. So blame yourself. Blame your neighbor. Blame the people down the street. It ain't our fault. It's on you.
Back like I never left. I ain't one to gossip, so you ain't heard this from me. But there's a guy on here, right, that says that he is in the white supremacy Twitter group, right? And that he likes everybody, but he's infiltrating over there so he can bring the tea back to the black community. And he said that the white farmers of America, and I knew that's what FFA, Future Farmers of America, meant when we was growing up, was because they was trying to make America great again that way. He said that they were on there talking about where's all the black people at. We thought they was gonna come back and work on our farmland when we got rid of the immigrants, meaning the Latino people, because they kept saying that the Latino people had all the black jobs. And what Trump meant when he said black jobs was that they were trying to make us go back to slavery. Yeah. How's that working? Yeah. I'm just, like I said, I ain't one to gossip, so you ain't heard this from me. Let me know in the comment section what you heard about the future farmers of America, or the around and find out farmers of America, or the whatever you heard about them. Let me know.
Thank you for watching Great Minds Blacks.
Let me get this straight. work, $80 in gas, work, groceries, keep myself alive. Bounce house, $250. Work. Unexpected bill. Debt. Work. Pay off debt. Work. Pay off mistake from 5 years ago. Pay off more debt. Work. Be tired. Work some more. Work more. I'm tired of donating my life. Work and pay bills and pay off debt. I paid off mistakes from years ago. Who gives a crap that you're tired? Nobody cares. Nobody cares that you're tired. The bills don't care. Work and pay bills and work and pay debt and work and pay bills and work.
If anyone out there is wondering how Americans are doing, poorly. We are doing poorly. Yesterday, I woke up to an email from my landlord saying, hey, I'm raising your rent. Why? No fucking reason. We already pay all of the utilities ourselves. That is not included in the rent. So we pay for electricity and we pay for water and we pay for natural gas to heat our home. And that bill in particular has fucking skyrocketed this year. Every single month this winter, it was over $600. And we do not turn the heat on. We just turn it so that we can fucking survive. We do not turn it above like 60. So we're fucking freezing in the house all fucking winter. Oh, and also I woke up this morning to an email from my health insurance being like, thanks for your payment. It was deducted automatically, except this time the payment was $400 more than it was last month. Sorry? What's going on? So I called the health insurance company and I was like, why did this happen? And they said, oh, well, the tax premium expired. And I said, tell me why that happened. Is that because of federal budget cuts? Is that because of the New York State budget? Where did that come from? And they said, we don't know. You have to call the New York State Department of Health. And so I called the New York State Department of Health, and it was this whole fucking rigmarole because they intentionally make it so opaque that you just have to spend all of your fucking time and energy just navigating this fuck-ass bureaucracy and trying not to get fucked more than they're already fucking you. I got my new IUD yesterday, so I've been fucking hugging this heating pad all day and eating Advil like it's breakfast cereal. Meanwhile, I don't even know how much that bill is gonna be for. I don't know how much that procedure costs because I tried to find out before I got it. I called my health insurance company and I was like, how much is this gonna be? And they were like, we don't know, you have to call the doctor. And so I called the doctor and I was like, how much is it gonna be? And they were like, we don't know, you have to call your insurance. And so nobody could give me an answer. And I was like, well, I need the fucking IUD because I cannot afford to have children. Obviously, meanwhile, the fucking psychos over at CPAC are like, hey, you dumb bitches, leave the workforce. Better yet, never join the workforce and shack up with the first chud you meet in high school and start popping out babies that we know that you cannot afford because they're all fucking psycho Christian nationalists. The experience of being a working class American is to just be squeezed for every single dollar that you have at every turn, and you're like, just wave your arm and you just run into another fee that you were supposed to pay. And where does that money go? Straight to the fucking top, straight to the fucking billionaires who do not create jobs. In fact, they keep slashing jobs just to invest in fucking AI data centers. I don't understand how we're not out in the streets all the time.
Conspiracy I have that I would love for somebody to prove me wrong is that I really believe that going to the grocery store has become just as expensive as eating out every single night. Because that used to be the message. Oh, you gotta save money, you gotta go to the grocery store. Have you been to the grocery store? As soon as you walk in there, you've spent $87. There is no savings to be had. And I really feel like they've designed it this way. They've intentionally designed it so that there's no cheap option. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, that sounds conspiratorial, Mike. Well, who's they? Who's they? I don't know. Whatever faceless demons run this society, I have no clue who is they. But what I do know is that it's pretty much the same when you think about it. If you can spend $40 in a night getting a meal for you and your whatever, your family or your loved one, that's basically the same as going to the store. Getting just the ingredients alone are going to be $40, and then all the groceries, you're walking out of there spending $100 for basically nothing, versus just putting a little thing into your little thing and you order something. And I know what people are going to say, oh, you got to be disciplined, you got a meal plan. Yes, but at the same time, if you apply that same discipline to like finding discounts online on your little apps, you can find deals the same way that you can find deals in the grocery store. And then you factor in that if you go to the grocery store, you then also have to put in all the effort of actually making the food. And who the hell wants to do that? Probably a lot of people, but not me. I'd rather just pay a little person to just show up on their little bike and give me the food. And I know that this is probably what the tech oligarchs want, but
every single day, I see a new video of someone coming on here crying because they can't afford groceries, crying because they can't afford gas, sitting here panicking because they don't know how they're going to be able to buy their kids food and clothes. They can't even get to work. People struggling to the point of they don't want to be here anymore. They're ready to check out. That's how bad it is. The economy is only good for the wealthy. It is absolutely piss poor for anyone else. And you got all these people up in Washington making $200,000 a year, plus all the benefits they get from stock trading, living high on the hog. They don't even have to go to the gas station or the grocery store. They pay people to do that for them. They don't even know what the prices are. They haven't seen what the price of eggs is. They don't know. They just know they can afford it. They don't have to worry about grocery prices or gas prices. They don't ever see a gas pump or a grocery store. They have people to do it for them. That's why they're so disconnected from reality, because they live in a different reality. They live in a reality where everything is just in arm's reach. They don't have to worry about struggle. They have to worry about, can I afford this? They just buy it because we pay for it for them. And they're just going to keep doing it until we're all living in cardboard boxes. And I don't know about you, but I'll fight to the last drop of blood to make sure that don't happen.
This is so expensive to live in this economy. Make this make sense. I was just scrolling on the app to order some groceries, and tell me why at Publix, cereal, $10 for cereal. I think it was like $10.29. What? I mean, it was a family size, but $10.29 for freaking cereal. That's gonna last you 3 meals, and you're gonna be hungry in 2 hours. I am so thankful that I have a good career. Although I work 60 plus hours a week, because I'm a single mom, I don't have a second income. I am my second, third, fourth in income. But I just, the empathy that I have for people who don't make enough money to survive, because I feel like I make good money and I still get frustrated every single month. Like, how do I make this make sense? Like, it's actually devastating if you think about it. A $10 for cereal, guys. What the actual...
Millions of Americans are literally giving up. Like, day by day, they're saying, I'm done, I'm quitting, I'm not doing this anymore, because we're all tired of it. On the realest note ever, the fact that everything in the freaking store is $5, good luck trying to get, like, I'm a single man, and it still is about $100 if you're trying to eat some healthy quality foods, like, just to get out the store. Then you go and get your gas, it's $5 at a minimum, like, everywhere you go. So here's the thing, I'm making more money than I have ever made in my life. Y'all, like, for real, for real. I thought that if you made this kind of money back when I was younger, like 10, 15 years ago, I thought that, dang, you really might have made it if you made this kind of money. So it's the fact that I don't even know how anybody making less than, say, $25 an hour can afford to live in America right now.
That's the real twist of it. You're earning more than you ever thought you'd need to make it, and it still doesn't feel like enough. That's not you misjudging what success looks like. That's the bar moving out from under everyone. $100 just to walk out of the store with decent food. as one person says a lot about where prices landed.
Great, I've said on occasion, even about myself, if I was starting off today, I would love to be a well-educated black because I really believe they do have an actual advantage today.
I love the black community, and I've done more for the black community than any other president. And I say, with the possible exception of Abraham Lincoln.
White America thought they elected a savior, but God sent them their judgment. November 2024, you watched the election results roll in. You saw white America celebrating in the streets. You heard them chanting his name. You watched them worship at the altar of their golden idol. They thought they were crowning their champion. They had no idea they were signing their own death warrant. Here's what they don't want you to know. Here's what the mainstream media will never tell you. Here's the truth that's been hidden in plain sight. Donald Trump is not white America's savior. He is God's instrument of their destruction. Let me show you something that will blow your mind. And white America celebrated. They thought they were winning. But here's what they didn't see. Here's what their blind eyes couldn't comprehend. God was orchestrating the greatest act of divine justice in modern history. He was using the very people they oppressed to deliver their judgment. He was turning their victory celebration into a funeral march. And they were too drunk on their own pride to even notice. Look at what's happening right now in America. Trump's policies are tearing apart the very fabric of white middle-class life. His tariffs are crushing small business owners in rural white communities. His mass deportation plans are creating labor shortages that are destroying white-owned farms and factories. His economic chaos is wiping out retirement savings for white suburban families who thought they were safe. His dismantling of federal agencies is eliminating jobs that white college graduates depend on. Everything they built is crumbling. Everything they trusted is collapsing. Everything they believed in is turning to dust. And the man they worship is the one holding the sledgehammer. Coincidence? Random chaos? Political miscalculation? No. This is prophecy. This is divine judgment to punish the wicked.
Bled on the battlefields of the American Revolution, and they really did. When you read the history, what they gave up, they gave everything to smash the chains of slavery and preserve our nation, and they did it with incredible bravery. They helped win the Wild West, tame the skies, and save freedom in the Second World War. They're warriors. From the very beginning, black Americans have been a vital part of the American story, helping to make this the greatest nation in the history of the world.